Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We're going to be right back with our tech guests, but first, as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Now, if you're new to the podcast, these are all companies that I used as an AD. They are all great companies. That's why they're sponsors. And I really recommend you check them out. So take 3 minutes, listen to our shout outs, then listen to our Tech Tuesday guests, and then go and visit these sponsors. I'm telling you, you're going to be glad you did. Here we go. We want to thank our good friends at Sideline Interactive indoor score tables and video boards. Go to their website. You can schedule a live web demo to see their products in action. You've heard me say many times, probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com for more information. We also want to thank HUDL. As a football coach, I used HUDL for years, but when I became an AD, I made sure that our school was a HUDL school. And our coaches, our student athletes, even our parents just love the tools that HUDL provided. Go to huddle.com, join the 8 million users, and turn your school into a HUDL school. We also want to say thank you to Vital Signs Wall of Fame. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards or your school's Hall of Fame, go to their website and take a look at their interactive touch screen. That's right, touch screen video consoles. You put one of these units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be like a magnet for kids, for coaches. How about sponsors? The website is vitalsignswalloffame.com. We also want to say thank you to Snap Mobile, particularly Snap Raise. If you've ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results, those days are over. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school with tremendous success. It works. Go to their website and check out their other platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it, and it's Snap Raise. We also want to say thank you to Home Campus. Scheduling, rosters, results. You're going to use Home Campus every day, and their eligibility and clearance platform alone is a game changer. Go to homecampus.com. Mention you heard about it on the podcast. That's homecampus.com. We also want to say thank you to Gipper. You know, your school, your athletic department is doing great work, and Gipper is going to help you showcase that on social media. Use their templates that are customizable with your colors, your logos, your brands, and help promote all the great things that your student athletes, your coaches, and your teams are doing. The website is gipper.com. One more time, gipper.com. We also want to say thanks to Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. If you or somebody you know is interested in earning their master's in athletic administration, and get this, also earn 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge, they need to check out Ohio University's online masters in athletic administration. That's Ohio University. Check it out today. We also want to say thank you to Hometown. Hometown continues to change the game with their platform that includes things like, well, big surprise, digital ticketing, but how about athletic website construction, fee-free fundraising, and a whole lot more. If you're a principal, an AD, or a coach, go to Hometown. They're going to show you how to save time, how to raise more money, and how to bring your community together. That's hometown.com. And let's say thanks to Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you connect and take the pulse of your student athletes, your coaches, how about your parents? Go to athleticsurveys.com. That custom survey is going to allow you to help take your athletic program from good to great. athleticsurveys.com. And as always, tell them you heard about it on the podcast. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another segment of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We're going to Oklahoma today, and we're going to be visiting with Shane Sanders and Tanner Stiles from the Oklahoma City Public School District. Shane is the executive director for athletics, and Tanner is the sports information and partnerships coordinator. I know all of our listeners at smaller school districts are going, how can I get a sports information partnership coordinator? But Shane and Tanner, welcome to Tech Tuesday.
How you doing, Jake? Thanks for having us. We're
Yep.
excited.
Thanks for having us, Jake. Appreciate you.
Oh, no, absolutely. Regular listeners of the show know that we frequently feature our great sponsors on these Tech Tuesday segments, and today is no different. Our sponsor that's being featured is HUDL. You've heard me say before that I used HUDL as a football coach and as an athletic director. We were a HUDL school, but we're going to take a really deep dive into the entire HUDL platform today. A little bit before we get going, as I mentioned, Shane and Tanner are both with the Oklahoma City Public School District, and they really, I think, are setting the standard for having a fully connected athletic program using the HUDL platform. They have a total of 21 schools that use HUDL for ticketing, for streaming, of course, the video and the data that I'm familiar with. And they've really created a seamless experience for their fans, for their coaches, and for all of their stakeholders. You hear about a one-stop shop. Well, Huddle allows them to centralize everything on a platform called Huddle Fan. You're going to hear about that and more. And I just love the way they phrase it. They've turned every camera into an opportunity for revenue, for simplifying game day operations, and just creating more ways to connect with their community. Before we dive into how Oklahoma City Public Schools uses Huddle specifically and how you as a listener can use it too, let's go and meet our guest. Shane, once again, Shane Sanders, he's the Executive Director for Athletics. As my listeners hear me say, can you share your life story in 2 minutes? What's the Shane Sanders origin story?
I love that. Well, once again, Jake, thank you for having me. I'm a lifelong educator. I've been a classroom teacher, a football coach, a coach of other sports in all levels, middle school, high school, even prior to that in elementary school. I've supported youth sports in my 26 years of education, right? And so I've also been a building principal, assistant principal, an athletic director at the site. And so I have a pretty broad perspective in regards to how school operates, but also how important athletics can be for your school culture. So when we talk about the huddle experience a little bit later, it definitely has evolved over the years. And be honest with you, out of the 26 years that I've been around, I've gotten to see that evolution. So I'm excited to share a little bit about it.
Let me do one quick follow-up question. We always talk as athletic directors how important it is to have a good, hopefully a great relationship with our building principal. Having sat in that chair before as a principal, how critical is that for your success as the athletic director for Oklahoma City?
Oh, it's extremely important. One, it helps you better understand the day-to-day operations of a school building, having that perspective, but having that relationship with your principal. It also allows you to build a deeper relationship with them that allows an understanding as to what is needed, right, for the school experience. You, as an athletic director or as a coach, can bring in the culture piece to the school perspective. The building leader also has the opportunity to be able to demonstrate, keep us out of trouble, if you will, and bring people together. So it definitely is a lockstep partnership.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, can't overemphasize the importance of those relationships. We mentioned earlier, Tanner Stiles is also joining us. Tanner is the sports information and partnership coordinator, obviously working for the district, but with athletics. Tanner, do the same thing. Give us your origin story. How'd you end up at Oklahoma City Public Schools?
Yeah, well, again, Jake, thanks again for the opportunity to be on here. This is an awesome experience, really. So being the young pup of the office, kind of like to say everybody in our office kind of gives me flack for it. I was an assistant AD at Southern Nazarene, which is a Division II school here in Oklahoma, before coming to Oklahoma City Public Schools. I played college golf, so sports has kind of always been my thing. I knew one day I wanted to get into sports in some kind of fashion. So this position was kind of created from the dust, essentially, if you will. This is now my fourth year entering this role with sports information, and so uh, the opportunity I had was awesome. And so getting to be kind of the younger guy here in the office, people like Shane, others in our office have really poured into me and my career development, which is just, I mean, it's invaluable and what it's done for me in this role and kind of where I'm wanting to go from a career standpoint. And so over the past 2 to 3 years, again, I've been kind of seeing how we've progressed and from the high school ranks as opposed to college, right? Small college and high school athletics is a little different. So but this role that I've been in with Oklahoma City Public Schools has just been so awesome. I mean, it really has been, and kind of seeing where we've come from when I first started, kind of getting to build this thing from the ground up. Now entering my fourth year, and people understand what we're trying to build and what we're trying to do at these different 21 schools, like you mentioned. So Huddle has really opened the door for some awesome opportunities in our district that we'll kind of obviously share a little bit more about here in coming minutes. But again, yeah. So just really thankful for the opportunity that I'm in right now in Oklahoma City Public Schools, and just excited to see where we can continue to go with Huddle and all the other stuff, great stuff we got going on in the district.
Oh gosh, thanks for sharing. And I love your turn of phrase that they've poured into you. I do a lot of presentations now, and that's one of my favorite ones. I talk about, pouring yourself out, pouring into others. And 100 years ago, I was the youngest guy in my building too. So hang on to those days. Because they're fleeting. Okay, let's go and jump into the huddle segment here. Shane, we'll start with you. Athletic directors, they've got choices. There's a lot of great platforms out there. I guess I'm going to turn this into a two-parter. Why did you choose Huddle, and what was your thinking about incorporating it into all 21 schools with that same platform?
Jay, that's a great question. I will have to share with you, Huddle is not new, right? And we talked about the evolution of what Huddle has been able to do for not just Oklahoma City Public Schools, but for a lot of schools across the country. So I picked up some breadcrumbs that came from our previous leadership that allowed us just to be able to streamline the process. We understood that it was really important for our scholar athletes to have an opportunity to get some type of advantage inside of their athletic programs. Well, that advantage gives us this opportunity to create connectivity. And what I mean by that, with a large school district as ourselves, we really have to have really tight systems to be able to provide opportunities for our kids and our programs. Huddle provides that. Huddle provides that on time, by the minute opportunity for us to connect all of our schools across our district, our large district of 33,000 kids, so that way they can have the resources they need to be successful on the field of competition. So that means huddle equipment for both high schools and middle schools across all of our districts, all the schools in our district. But it also means us providing resources to be able to learn how to utilize the tools that we're provided through Huddle. So it is a vertical alignment is a conversation that we have as coaches. Vertical alignment is a conversation we continue to have as leaders in education, and that was our first step. We all had to start speaking the same language, and Huddle has helped us with that, providing that opportunity to make sure that we had the equipment we needed to have an advantage on game day, and not just on game day, but just improve as an athlete and as a program with the usage of the tools, whether it's the ticketing portion of this piece, and we talk more about that in the later in this podcast, but also just the access of being able to utilize the equipment for game days and improve our programs. It's been a tremendous plus for us in Oklahoma City Public Schools.
Yeah, you bring up such a great point. The platform is, obviously you have to have the platform to do the work, but the instruction, the training, being able to teach people how to use it effectively so it actually is, a time saver is just so very important. Tanner, I never got a chance to utilize the Huddle platform for things like ticketing and streaming. How have those features expanded and built on the connection to your stakeholders that was already there?
Yeah, that's a great question. And speaking for some of our athletic directors in our district from the high school level, one of the pain points, I guess you could call it, last year was having tickets, the ticketing portion. We had a previous company that we were using for it, and the process and getting it reported and all that stuff was just not very clean. And so there were always constant groans. It was cash only at the gate, things like that. Well, now, obviously, with the online ticketing, fans they can push this out to their community beforehand, and fans can buy their tickets online. Well, if they don't have their ticket when they show up to the gate, well, now we have our Stripe card readers set up through HUDL to where they had just tapped their card and their ticket is right there, boom, in 3 seconds, and they're in the door. So the athletic directors, you should have seen when some of the HUDL representatives came this past summer. We had to renew our contract, and they were just demonstrating in front of all of us, and all of their jaws were just on the floor at what all was available from them for a ticketing standpoint. From the live streams, I mean, it's kind of the same boat with our community. When I first entered this role, the Huddle fan was not a thing. And so I had to create a YouTube account, which we streamed through a Huddle, which worked fine, but it was just one kind of centralized with the district. Now the Huddle fan experience, all 21 of our schools have their own Huddle fan page, which is just awesome to say. I mean, you want to go to one specific site, talk about that one-stop shop, and they're going to be able to go to that fan page and have the tickets right there, the live streams, rosters and schedules that our coaches are doing beforehand. So there's no setup really from the athletic director side because the coaches are putting in their own rosters and schedules in the Huddle fan page, essentially. So it's just been really awesome, and trying to get our fans bought in with the Huddle fan apps on their phone so they can, again, download the app and everything is right there in front of them. So I know that modern technology now, we're trying to push more towards that. We're trying to modernize. We're trying to get away from cash as much as we can. Although we probably won't ever go completely cashless in our district with kind of our clientele. We're just trying to be as efficient as we can with what we're doing. And Huddle Fan with the ticketing and live stream has just made that process so easy.
Well said.
You talk about different platforms, platform for, data and attendance and scheduling and now ticketing and things like that. No coach, no parent wants to see that email that says, "Hey, we're going to another platform." Now that you are on that single platform, I guess, Shane, this would be your question. What's some of the feedback that you've gotten, from, the parents, I guess, and your stakeholders about having a single platform to deal with?
Well, just it starts with consistency, right? Our messaging has been consistent, and we talk about in our office a lot. Consistency breeds stability, and that's some of the feedback that we've received. All of our stakeholders, whether it's a coach, whether it's in some of our media events when our scholar athletes are coming up to us and say, "Hey, how do we get this? I saw a link to our fan page. How do I get this to my grandma?" We just open up opportunity for them to communicate. And that's what we want our scholars to do. But when we talk about adults, Jake, it's been an opportunity for them to just to be able to stay more connected. Go to an individual site where it's a one-stop shop, provide the opportunity for them to, I mean, it's created opportunities just for us in Oklahoma City Public Schools to reach people further out. We have families that have families in other states. And so now, because of the other portions of the ticketing platform or just our fan page, excuse me, we're able to do that with our live streaming. And we're able to, just connect our families closer to, external family members that they may not be able to see on a day-to-day basis. So it goes well beyond us utilizing this platform to share and share film and to have conversations about how to do some game planning. This has definitely changed the actual experience of a scholar athlete in Oklahoma City Public Schools.
Wow, great stuff. Yeah. We're going to do this at the end of the podcast, but I want to do it now. Shane, if one of our listeners wants to reach out, pick your brain a little bit more about how you utilize Huddle or just how you do things at Oklahoma City. What's the best way that they can get a hold of you at your school?
I'm sorry. If you were asking me that, my internet just timed out for just a second.
Yes, same
Oh,
here. We're
no.
back. We're back.
Okay, we're back. No, listeners just had a little technical glitch there. We're going to do this at the end of the podcast, but if one of our listeners wanted to reach out and connect with you, Shane, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
The best way to get hold of me is the best way that they know how to communicate. I'm accessible. You can contact our office. You can do a search on the internet and be able to find my office phone number, my email address. I'll have any way that I can provide that for this towards the end. I can do that. Obviously, searchable on Twitter or X. I have an active account on X as well, and Facebook is another platform that can occur as well. So whatever is easier for individuals to reach out and do a search, basically an internet search for my name, Shane Sanders, Oklahoma City Public Schools, something will pop up to where they can access me. And if there's another way, Jake, I'm more than happy to be able to provide that for anybody that wants to chat.
All right, we'll let you go and share that at the end of the show, and we'll put it in the show
Yes, sir.
notes too. Tanner,
Okay.
real quick, what's the best way? Email? What's your email address?
Well, like Shane said, it's on our website, okcpsathletics.com. We're partnering with another company here that does a lot of high school stuff, Mascot Media. We've got a district site with them, and then all 21 of our schools fall under that umbrella. They've got their own site as well. So, yeah, we're there, and then all our social media is OKCPS Athletics. It's on Twitter, X, Facebook, Instagram. We're pretty active on that as well, week to week. I kind of help manage that as well. So. We get messages, I get messages from all the time from parents and kids and different members in our community that have questions and some comments, a lot of them positive, few negative, but that's doesn't matter where you're at for that, right? So yeah, that's our social. I can plug those at the end, our social media being just at OKCPS Athletics on all of our stuff.
All
Thank
right.
you. Tanner. Good
Yeah, we'll
job.
definitely do that. Again, for listeners, we're visiting today on Tech Tuesday with Shane Sanders from Oklahoma City Public Schools. He's the executive director for athletics, and Tanner Stiles. He's the sports information and partnership coordinator for Oklahoma City Public Schools. Tanner, let's talk with you. Shane mentioned reaching out to families and stakeholders, maybe not locally, but within the state or beyond the state, from from a fundraising, from a sponsorship standpoint. How has the HUDL platform allowed you to do a better job in this area?
It's a good question. And honestly, the timing of this was perfect for us this past summer with us signing this new contract with Huddle and some of the things that we've been able to incorporate so far this fall with our Huddle Focus cameras that we've put in all 8 of our gyms that go on the north and south ends for volleyball and wrestling and some certain areas for basketball. Adding those additional cameras has opened the door for some more revenue possibilities in terms of, I approached mom and pop store down the street in our community saying we've got 3 huddle cameras that are in our gymnasium here, and we want to bring you on as a sponsor. So not only that, but even just the platform in general of each live stream. So I kind of restructured our partnership package over the summer, and with that in there, all of our huddle live stream opportunities that we have across our 21 schools. We've put some of our big partner logos on those splash pages. So before you can click into any live stream, their logo is going to pop up there as well. And so we're still working on some commercial opportunities. I mean, there's that revenue to where before you even watch a video, you got to watch a 15-second, 30-second unskippable ad for, Chick-fil-A or whoever it is that you're wanting to partner with. So the from a sponsorships perspective, really the sky is the limit on this, on what we're able to do. And we're just kind of we're dipping our toes into this. And I tell Shane all the time, our phrase is we're treading new waters with this.
Right.
So it's been really awesome to just kind of gradually ease into this and see what all, us being one of the largest school districts in the state of Oklahoma, on what we're going to be able to provide. Because like Shane's mentioned at the start, we're setting the standard on kind of what we're wanting to do with Huddle. Um, so from a big goal for annual sponsorships, again, it's just to really maximize what we're able to do with that. So the impact that it's going to have on our schools from a site perspective, not only from a district perspective, is awesome. So our goal is that our sites are going to see kind of what we're doing from a district standpoint, and then take that turn and burn on their own sites with how they're able to get some money in from that as well.
Well said, Tanner. Well said, Jake. I just want to piggyback on that because Tanner, he doesn't want to brag on himself, but there's a lot of one of our bigger points in regards to just our athletic goals or our department goals. One of the conversations we have quite a bit is coaching and leadership development. And that's everybody within not just our office, but all of our coaches, our athletic directors, our athletic coordinators, and so on, right? And so, what Tanner has done a great job is turning and burning the work and the support that we receive from Huddle, and allowing our athletic directors to learn from Tanner some of the great things that he's learned through the support we receive from you guys. What that's created is just this opportunity for when our scholar athletes are reaching back out to us because of the range or the range of support that we have, or the range of them sharing their huddle, highlights and things of that nature. We still get communication back throughout the year. Well, now all Tanner does is be able to turn around and send that message that we're getting from an external partner that is interested about, being a partner, and just flipping that over to a school site. And so through that professional development to the sites and connecting that far-ranging support or opportunity that we might get from an external partner via an email because they saw a student athlete retweet some things that happened over a football game that we live streamed a week ago. Right. So it never ends. There's a lot of possibilities that come through this platform.
And again, just another great point. Thanks for elaborating on that. Um, Shane, you guys, you are using Huddle probably as well or better than anybody I think I've ever talked to. Um, Athletic directors that might not be using the platform, although I can't imagine a school not using it from the video standpoint, but for schools that haven't embraced it, you use this term pain point. ADs are always worried about, hey, is this where I should spend my money? Is this an investment that's going to help? Talk to that AD, maybe somebody at a smaller school, about how the Huddle platform really comes through on return on investment.
Absolutely. So a lot of times in the education world, when you're trying to make a big system change, the conversation needs to be about how does this help students? How does this improve the student or the student's family's experience, right? And so most of our conversation today speaks directly to that. And not only from the athletic side of things that we hadn't even gotten into, where we can utilize this opportunity with our visual and performing arts piece, with some of our Huddle focus cameras, and showcasing some an example that we're using with our middle schools is that some of our awards assemblies, and celebrating our scholar athletes or just our scholars for an academic awards assembly. And so some of the conversation that I would have as I'm talking to athletic directors is just to really demonstrate how this product, which it does on its own, really demonstrate how this product benefits all. It isn't just athletics. It's just not the visual and performing arts aspect of it. It streamlines some of our processes financially with our district financial department, or excuse me, our district financial office. Those opportunities alone were selling points, if you will. Not that we had to sell Huddle because it's tried and true, but those systems or questions about systems that I had to answer when I was talking to my superintendent about this, and when we were talking to our CFO about making this investment, right? And so those were the things that I had to grapple with, or our department had to grapple with when we were having conversations about our next steps. And so just going slow to go fast and bringing in all partners in so they better understood the product and how it would benefit each individual department. Does that make sense, Jake?
No, that makes perfect sense. And again, it's all about finding that fit. What's the proper fit at each level? And I love how you incorporated the other aspects, the performing arts. I remember at my school, I guess this is an example of, this was 6 years ago, right? My last year. Um, our middle school wanted to use the gym they were doing a Shark Tank production, and kids were presenting their pitches, if you will. And we ended up, using the huddle cameras the focus cameras to record all that, put it up on the website. And we got all kinds of positive feedback. And it was just, hey, why don't we try this and see what happens? So you just never know where you're going to get that, pat on the back, that attaboy for, just something it didn't require any extra work. It just programmed the camera.
Absolutely. Well said. Well
Yeah.
said. That's a great idea too. I actually wrote that down.
Yeah. All right. No, absolutely. In true 80s fashion, beg, borrow, and steal those ideas. Tanner, I'm going to get you out of here with this one. Talking again about the huddle fan experience. I just think there's so many possibilities with that. What's maybe one or two things that you would really want to zero in on to share with our listeners about how huddle fan could be a game changer for them?
Yeah, one thing that comes to mind is one of our schools actually gearing up for this weekend is hosting a showcase, a basketball showcase as we're getting going. And obviously, all those games are going to be streaming live, but they have set up a pay-per-view option for that. Now, I know a lot of people might hear, and I know there's some concerns about making fans pay for live streams. Well, for the most part, all of our live streams are free, and we are working towards having a live for free option, and then after the fact, going back and paying afterwards if you want to go back and watch the live stream. Because a lot of coaches, they'll do anything to get game film on people. So if we put something up there, I mean, that kind of obviously helps protect our teams. But then, in a sense, it's kind of you're getting something back for it in a sense. Because I know the daunting, what you could see of what you might be paying for Huddle, you're thinking, how am I going to be able to generate revenue from this? Well, this pay-per-view option is for these next 3 days, this showcase that one of our schools is hosting. We've got teams coming in from Texas and Arkansas and Missouri, and it's going to be a really big event. That was a big event last year. And this is a great fundraiser for them. So over these next 3 days, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, these parents essentially coming in from Arkansas that can't make it from Arkansas, Missouri, they want to watch their kids play. And so this is a great opportunity for just a pay-per-view option for some of your big events. If you're a smaller school that is hosting something like this to put in place. Um, and again, that Huddle fan experience, talked a little bit about it with the sponsorships. There's all different types of things you can put on your specific fan page, on your header images. I see you've got something over the top of your Zoom thing. The sky is the limit on what you can sell in terms of advertising, because from us just looking at some of our stats from last year from different we have 80,000 profile views across our Huddle fan pages. Now that's 21 schools, but you've got all these different statistics with 33,000 plays across all of our live streams, over 500 games streamed. So I know that might not apply to maybe some of our smaller schools that might be listening, but there are people, coaches, athletes, fans, your community, they're going to be connected to this fan page once you put it out there. So the more eyeballs you get on that, if you can get your advertisers or your potential stakeholders on board to commit to a year, a season, a 2 weekend event that you might be hosting, it's going to really open the door for you to generate some revenue in a positive way.
That's
Oh,
right.
wow. No, great, great, great point. I love that for the tournaments, doing the stream for a nominal fee. You're saving them all the travel expenses by putting that video up there for them to watch. Shane, same question to you.
Yeah.
If you wanted to leave our listeners with just one more reason to reach out to their local huddle provider, what would you share with them?
Well, I have to piggyback on the ticketing system because the sky is the limit with that, right? And this may be speaking to our athletic directors at this point, whether it's a large school district or a small school district. Um, this takes away some of the overhead and some of the things that we purchase, like T-shirts, cups, some of those items that we have laying around in some of our gymnasiums or your district offices in regards to athletics moving forward. we were able to do flash sales using our ticketing experience or our ticketing portion of Huddle. And we would put a custom sale to where we were to advertise, some of the items that we have left over. And so we had an athletic event. It was a softball tournament where we wanted to celebrate our winning team. And so what we were able to do is create a flash sale through Huddle ticketing. And we basically embedded some links inside of that opportunity. And we did a pre-sale. So we had our own website to where we were able to sell or just advertise and do some pre-sales for t-shirts. So that eliminated the overhead. And that, as an athletic director, as you know, Jake, that's a struggle that we have. That we have shirts from the 1995 state championship game that we won that we didn't get to sell all of those t-shirts from. So just another nugget to add to where the sky is the limit in regards to what you want to be able to or can do with this whole package. It's definitely customizable to the size and the needs of your district.
Oh, and again, that's just another fantastic point that any school, as you mentioned, big or small, is going to be able to utilize. Well, gentlemen, thanks again for taking time out of your busy day to share with our listeners. Once again, our guests have been Shane Sanders. He's the Executive Director for Athletics for the Oklahoma City Public School System, and Tanner Stiles. He's the Sports Information and Partnerships Coordinator, again, for Oklahoma City. They're on social media. They're on the internet. We'll put their contact information in the show notes, but reach out to them. If you're not using Huddle, for goodness sakes, go to huddle.com, find your local provider, and hey, mention you heard about it on the podcast, but start using the platform. It is a tremendous tool. It's going to help you, your coaches, your student athletes, your entire program, your stakeholders. Check out Huddle. Gentlemen, thanks again for coming on Tech Tuesday.
Thank you very much for
Thank
having
you,
me.
Jake. Appreciate you.
Hey, just a reminder for our listeners, we do this just about every week, and we upload the Zoom recordings to the Educational AD Podcast YouTube channel. As I mentioned, we do Tech Tuesday just about every week, just about every day. We try to share stories and best practices from the world of athletics. So please come back and join us again on the next episode of Tech Tuesday on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time. Hey, before we go, as always, we want to thank all of our great sponsors, including Huddle, of course. We want to say thanks to Gipper. Go to Gipper.com. Vital Signs Wall of Fame. You'll find them at vitalsignswalloffame.com. How about Snap Raise? Go to snapraise.com. Sideline Interactive. You'll find them at sidelineinteractive.com. Home Campus. That's homecampus.com. Ohio University and their online masters in athletic administration. You'll find them at Ohio University. Hometown, go to hometown.com. Huddle, of course, you'll find them at huddle.com, and Athletic Surveys by Lifetrack, athleticsurveys.com. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.